In 1997, scientists monitoring the Pacific Ocean detected something terrifying. A sound. Not just any sound, the loudest, unexplained sound ever recorded underwater. It was so powerful that sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart picked it up at the exact same moment, and nobody knew what made it. The signal appeared deep in the South Pacific, far from major cities, far from shipping routes, far from almost everything. The sound lasted less than a minute, but what researchers heard left them completely confused. They called it the bloop. When the audio was analyzed, the mystery only deepened. The frequency pattern looked similar to a living creature, but there was a problem. For an animal to create a sound this loud, it would need to be larger than any known animal on Earth, much larger than a blue whale. News of the discovery quickly spread, and the internet exploded with theories. Some people believed it was evidence of a giant undiscovered sea monster. Others pointed to ancient legends, massive creatures hidden in the deepest parts of the ocean, waiting where humans could never reach them. One theory became especially popular, a creature described decades earlier by horror writer H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu, an enormous entity supposedly sleeping beneath the ocean. The location of the bloop wasn't far from the fictional coordinates mentioned in Lovecraft's stories. For conspiracy theorists, that coincidence was enough. But scientists remained skeptical. They continued collecting data, studying ocean currents, analyzing underwater activity, searching for any natural explanation. Years passed, and the mystery remained unsolved. Then researchers began noticing something interesting. The sound shared characteristics with another phenomenon: large ice movements. When enormous sections of Antarctic ice crack, the energy released can travel incredible distances underwater, much farther than most people realize. Using improved monitoring systems, scientists eventually traced the source. The bloop wasn't coming from a creature, or a secret military experiment, or an underwater civilization. It was most likely caused by a massive ice quake, a gigantic fracture deep within Antarctic ice. The explanation made sense, but not everyone was convinced. Even today, some people believe the official answer doesn't explain everything, because one fact remains. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, and humans have explored only a tiny fraction of it. Think about that. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about much of our own ocean floor. Entire mountain ranges, deep trenches, unknown ecosystems still hidden beneath the darkness. So while scientists may have solved the mystery of the bloop, the ocean continues to produce strange sounds, unusual signals, and discoveries nobody expected, which raises an unsettling question. What else is still down there, waiting to be found? The bloop may not have been a monster, but it reminded the world of something important. The greatest mysteries on Earth might still be hidden beneath the waves. As news of the discovery spread, the internet did what it always does. People started creating theories. Some believe the signal came from a previously undiscovered species, a creature hidden deep beneath the ocean, something so massive that humans had never encountered it. The idea wasn't completely ridiculous. The ocean remains one of the least explored places on Earth. More than 70% of our planet is covered by water, yet most of the deep ocean remains unmapped and unexplored. There are regions beneath the waves that humanity has never seen. Entire ecosystems, entire landscapes, possibly even species we've never discovered. This uncertainty fueled even more speculation. Some people pointed toward ancient legends, stories of giant sea monsters told by sailors for centuries. The Kraken, Leviathan, creatures said to be large enough to destroy ships. Most historians consider these myths, but the bloop made some people wonder, what if those stories were based on something real? Then came one of the strangest theories of all, a fictional creature created by horror writer H.P. Lovecraft, Cthulhu. According to Lovecraft's stories, Cthulhu was an enormous cosmic entity sleeping beneath the Pacific Ocean, waiting, hidden from humanity. And strangely enough, the location of the bloop wasn't incredibly far from the area Lovecraft described in his fiction. For conspiracy theorists, that coincidence was enough. Forums exploded with discussions. Videos appeared everywhere. Some people genuinely believed the signal was proof that something enormous was still alive beneath the sea. But scientists weren't interested in mythology. They wanted evidence. So for years, they continued analyzing data, studying ocean temperatures, monitoring underwater activity, and comparing the bloop to thousands of other recorded sounds. Slowly, a different explanation began to emerge. Researchers noticed similarities between the bloop and another type of event: massive fractures occurring within Antarctic ice. These events are known as icequakes. When gigantic sections of ice crack apart, they release enormous amounts of energy, and that energy can travel incredible distances through the ocean, sometimes thousands of kilometers. At first, the theory seemed almost impossible. Could breaking ice really create a sound powerful enough to confuse scientists around the world? The answer was yes. Water is one of the best mediums for transmitting sound. A signal generated in one location can travel astonishing distances before fading away, especially in the deep ocean. As monitoring technology improved, scientists gathered more evidence, more recordings, more observations, more data from Antarctica. Eventually, the mystery that had puzzled researchers for years finally started making sense. The bloop wasn't a monster, it wasn't an alien signal, and it wasn't a secret military experiment. The most likely explanation was far simpler: a gigantic fracture within Antarctic ice, an icequake. For many people, the mystery was solved, but others remained unconvinced. Not because the explanation was impossible, but because the ocean has a way of reminding us how little we truly know. Even today, strange sounds continue to be recorded beneath the waves. Signals with names like Julia, upsweep, and slow down. Some of these sounds were eventually explained, others remain uncertain. And that's what makes the bloop so fascinating. Not because it was a sea monster, not because it was Cthulhu, but because it revealed something much more unsettling. The largest unexplored environment on Earth isn't another planet. It's here, on our own world, beneath the surface of the ocean. Right now, thousands of sounds echo through the deep sea every single day. Many are understood, many are not. And somewhere in that darkness, new mysteries are still waiting to be discovered. The bloop may have been explained, but the ocean certainly hasn't. The sound lasted less than a minute, but more than 2 decades later, people are still asking the same question: what else is down there?